So if you're going to continue to fight the facts that I'm looking at right here, then I'm going to have to haul you off because you could be a dangerous person. We don't know. We have no way of confirming
because I identify as a male?
Because you're not the person on my list. You're not the person on my list.
A man?
It's a simple one of two answers.
Are you mad because I'm more man than you?
So this is all the more reason why I believe this gender inequality and this gender reaffirmation and the transgender community and all this is just getting confusing. We understand that you have a belief on it. We understand. I'm getting to a point where it's just like, believe what you're going to believe. But at some point in time, you have to understand that not all of us are coming onto this side with this knowledge. Not all of us agree with this standpoint. And not even the world, to a full extent, not even the world really agrees with this.
Is it really that big of a deal?
You want to get up in my face right now? I don't need this job. Look, you want to play big and tough man? You want to play big and tough man? All right. Look. Oh.
What?
No, don't lose your job. Don't lose your job. Don't lose your job. Don't lose your job. Don't lose your job.
Better than that.
Don't lose your job.
Good enough to identify.
Sit down, ma'am.
Because in court, that's not gonna be. In court, that's not gonna be a man. Don't lose your job. Don't lose your job, brother. Don't lose it.
Listen to the guy in the back.
In court, that's not a man.
In court, that's not a man.
Well,
right, if maybe you were being respectful.
I've got a pronoun right here on my docket, and that's non-negotiable. The person who bought this ticket needs to match the person that's sitting in the seat.
Okay.
Otherwise,
exactly what I just said.
Every other life that's on this plane right now.
And I am the man sitting in his seat.
Okay, well, scribbling out female and writing man on the ticket on your phone doesn't change the thing that you were assigned at birth, all right?
Okay.
You can't just change that. You can't just make that up. You can't just go around.
What do you mean that's what I think? That's what I know. You cannot buy a ticket, fill it out with female instruction, change it with a screenshot and a couple scribbles, edits that you can do, and then say that that's your ticket. No, you cannot do that. You absolutely cannot do that and think that you're going to get the result that you're wanting. That makes absolutely no sense. That's childish behavior. Children behave that way. They act in one way, thinking that they're going to get what they want in the outcome, and you're not. You're not. Your rubber met the road. Let's keep this going.
That's not how I identify.
Okay, what you personally identify, call yourself as, dress as, that's none of my business. I don't care. But when it comes to my job, making sure that there are two ladies sitting in this aisle, I have a responsibility to every other life on this plane to make sure that they're safe, making sure random people aren't getting on the plane.
Let me help you with this little docket you got. There's one lady and one man. There you go. Problem solved.
Then you need to get off the flight right now.
I paid for my seat.
No, a lady paid for this seat. A female paid for this seat.
No, a male.
That's not what it says right here.
Go ahead and cross
it says
off
right there that a female paid for that seat.
Let
me see. Pull your ID out again.
For what?
So you can see the little F next to sex.
It sounds like you're just a little fragile in your masculinity that you have to come at mine.
What? So because he's None of this makes sense. None of it makes sense. He's not fragile in his masculinity. Most people, let me just say this out loud. Most people actually, just like he said, most people do not care what you want to identify as, what you want to dress like, what type of clothing you want to. Most people don't care. But this right here, this situation, this is what people keen in on. This is what we care about. This is what the people care about. This is what we're talking about when we have something to say. Do what you're going to do. You understand? Be who you're going to be. Do that. We're fine with that. But this guy has a job, and you have to understand that there's certain things you can and cannot do. If you were a smoker, there's certain designated areas where you go and they say this is a smoking area. There's other areas where you go and they say it's not a smoking area. Just because you identify as a smoker doesn't mean you can smoke whenever and wherever you choose to smoke. You can't do that. And this applies in this exact situation. Just because you identify as a male doesn't mean that you get to behave that way and get those outcomes in any situation. Because just like I've been saying throughout the entire video, your rubber's going to meet the road and you're going to find yourself in a situation like this. This guy has a job to do. On the job that I did, the ID that he just asked her to pull out that she did not want to pull out because she knows that's the end of the conversation. Because the government is not even approving of this. No one is approving of this. This is all fantasy. People want to talk about God being fantasy. People want to taly about the Bible being fantastical. This is all fantasy. This doesn't even make sense. You didn't want to pull out your ID because it's going to end the conversation. There's an F on there. When you bought the ticket, you filled out your information. A female bought the ticket. I have to make sure that there's 2 females sitting here. If you don't want to tell me 2 females are sitting here, I can't allow a man to sit here because a man did not buy this ticket. And when you say that logical, it makes sense. It just makes sense. But her responses and her standpoint and this viewpoint, not even just her, because there's multiple people who are just like this. This standpoint right here is the standpoint, this behavior right here is the behavior that people have a problem with, that we have a problem with. Let's keep this going.
You know, I'm about to go get the air marshal. You're not flying with us.
Get who you need to get.
This is a hot mess. This is an absolute hot mess.
This is my seat. You're going to be banned and blacklisted from this airline.
Yeah, okay.
This airline really doesn't appreciate people like that?
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, man.
Yeah, look, if he would have popped you in your face, that would have been bad.
Terrible. Terrible. I like the guy that was sitting over there helping the flight attendant out, keeping him calm, you know, so he didn't lose his job over a situation. Like you said, because in court, that's not a man. In court, that's not a man. You would have been a man who would have assaulted a woman. That wouldn't have looked good on your part. But the thing that I don't like about these situations is that these kinds of videos end up getting spread across the internet. They go viral. Then you look in the comment section, you have a lot of people talking about how don't support this airline. Oh my gosh, they don't support equality. They're not for everybody. Don't support it. Don't support it. Don't support it. It's not about that I don't support it. Like, you can identify what you want to identify as, but I guess when things just get real, when things are just honest, like even her herself, like I've said it already, even her herself, she bought the ticket and had to fill out the information as a female. That's how they would have got the information that she was a female. So you filled it out there and you were okay. Why? Because it was behind closed doors and no one was watching and you were able to just do it on your computer. So you're okay with being a female as long as no one's watching. But when you're out in the public, you must be identified as a male and you must be approached as a man. No, it doesn't make sense. It's completely wrong. And I feel for people like this. I feel for service workers that have to be put in situations like this and deal with people and be in circumstances where they're pushed to their limits like this. This guy's just working a job. This guy's just working a job. And because of some fairy tale belief and beyond that, just a lack of just wanting to adhere to any rules or guidelines that any place or business has, he had to deal with something. It's unfortunate, man. I thank you guys for watching this long. If you stayed this long with me, I appreciate it as always. That's all I got for you guys on this one. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Who is right in this situation? Thanks for tuning in. I'm out.